My dear child, I see you. I see the frustration in your heart, the unanswered prayers that weigh heavy on your mind, and the quiet tears you shed when no one is watching. I hear the questions that echo in your soul. Why is it taking so long, God? Why am I still waiting? I know how it feels to wait, to hope for something so deeply, only to see no signs of it coming. Every ticking second feels heavier than the last, and every passing day feels like an eternity. But today, I want to tell you something you may not have realized. The waiting was never meant to break you. It was never meant to punish you. My dear child, the real reason I kept you waiting is far more beautiful than you can imagine. My beloved child, if your heart seeks the divine embrace of God's blessings, simply type "Yes, I need" in the comments and open your soul to His grace. You see, waiting is not wasted time. I know it feels that way sometimes, but every second of it serves a purpose. In the waiting, I have been preparing you. I have been shaping your heart, strengthening your patience, and building within you the faith that will sustain you for the blessings ahead. The reason I kept you waiting is because I needed you to become the person who could carry the weight of the blessing I'm about to give you. If I had given you everything you asked for when you first asked, it might have been too soon. It's not because you are unworthy. You have always been worthy, but because I wanted you to be ready. Ready to hold it, ready to protect it, and ready to see its true value. Some blessings are so precious that they must be handled with care. I love you too much to give you something that could crush you instead of uplift you. My dear child, have you ever noticed how a seed is buried deep underground before it becomes a tree? For a time, it's hidden from view, unseen and unnoticed. But deep in that darkness, the seed is breaking, growing, and transforming. Without that process, it could never become a strong tree that can weather the storms. That's what I'm doing with you. The wait is not a punishment, it's a preparation. I'm building your patience so that you'll have the strength to endure greater challenges in the future. I'm deepening your faith so that you'll trust me even when you can't see what's ahead. And I'm developing your wisdom so that when the blessing comes, you'll know exactly how to nurture it, protect it, and multiply it. You're not just waiting, you're growing. Every single day you must understand this: the wait is not a punishment. It's a preparation. I am not withholding good things from you out of cruelty or neglect. On the contrary, I am preparing something so much greater than you can imagine. Do you remember the story of Joseph in the Bible? I gave him a vision of greatness, but before that vision became reality, Joseph went through years of waiting, years of trials, challenges, and setbacks. He couldn't see it at the time, but every single moment of waiting was preparing him for the destiny I had in store. His waiting was not wasted, and neither is yours. My child, the reason I've kept you waiting is that I'm doing something in you and for you that requires time. Great things take time. A strong foundation must be built before a tall building can rise. What I have for you is not small, and that is why the waiting feels long. Beloved child, your heartfelt super thanks gifts bring truth to light and hope to countless hearts. Together, we can inspire the world with a brighter tomorrow. Let's spread the love. Click super thanks to make miracles happen. I know you've seen other people receive their blessings while you're still waiting. I know you wondered if I've forgotten you, but I haven't. Not for a single moment. Every blessing I've prepared for you has your name on it. No one can take what I've set aside for you. No one can walk in your shoes, and no one can claim the destiny I've written for your life. Sometimes I delay the blessing not to deny it, but to multiply it. What you're waiting for may be big in your eyes, but what I am preparing is far greater. I'm the God who multiplies bread and fish to feed thousands. I'm the God who turns water into wine. What you've asked for is good, but what I'm giving you is far greater. Don't be discouraged, my child. I'm not late. I'm building something in you that's bigger, stronger, and more enduring than you've ever imagined. Do you know why I'm telling you this now? Because I've seen how hard this waiting season has been for you. I've seen you doubt yourself, question my love, and wonder if I'm even listening. My child, I've never stopped listening. Every whispered prayer, every silent tear, I've counted them all. They are all precious to me. I'm not just teaching you patience. I'm teaching you trust. Patience comes from experience, but trust comes from knowing me. This wait is an invitation to get closer to me. Every second of the wait is an opportunity for you to lean on me, to rely on me, and to know that even if nothing changes right away, I am still here. The greatest reward of this wait is not just the blessing, it's the intimacy you're building with me. I know it's hard to hear this, but you need to trust me. You're not ready yet. And that's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean you're not good enough or that you're failing. It simply means that I'm still working on you, shaping you, and equipping you for what's ahead. Imagine giving a child a key to a car before they've learned how to drive. The gift is good, but the timing is wrong. The child could hurt themselves because they're not prepared to handle it. In the same way, I am not giving you what you're asking for just yet, because you need to grow into the person who can handle the blessing I have for you. You're in a season of growth. I'm refining you, teaching you, and stretching you so that when the blessing comes, you'll be ready to receive it fully. Trust that I know what's best for you, and that includes waiting until the perfect time. Dearest one, let this message inspire hearts far and wide. Share it with 3 special people who need a dose of hope and courage. Every day I'm waiting is a day of transformation. I am using this time to shape your character, to build your faith, and to make you stronger. The waiting is not passive, it's active. You are being refined like gold in the fire, purified and strengthened for the purpose I have for you. Think about the story of David. I anointed him as king, but he didn't step into that role immediately. He spent years waiting, years facing trials and challenges. Why? Because the waiting was preparing him to be the leader I called him to be. The waiting wasn't a delay, it was a transformation. The same is true for you. Right now, I'm teaching you patience, resilience, and trust. I'm teaching you to rely on me, not on your own strength. I'm teaching you to find joy in the process, not just the destination. Every moment of waiting is making you into the person you were created to be. Listen closely, my dear child. The wait is not forever. Every season has its appointed time. The rain does not fall forever. The storm always passes. The winter is always followed by spring. I'm telling you this because your springtime is closer than you think. The very thing you've been praying for is on its way. Every tear, every cry, every act of faith has been seen and heard. I am a God who does not forget. I am a God who remembers His promises. Trust in my timing, my child. It's perfect. You don't have to rush it. You don't have to force it. And you don't have to chase it. The blessing will find you. It will come to you when you are ready. And it will come in a way that's greater than you've ever imagined. I'm not giving you something small. I'm giving you something overflowing. You'll see it. You'll hold it. And when you do, you'll understand why the wait was so necessary. What if I told you that the waiting is actually protecting you? What if I told you that if I gave you what you wanted right now, it might harm you instead of bless you? My child, there are things you cannot see, dangers you are unaware of. Sometimes the delay is my way of keeping you safe. You might not understand it now, but one day you'll look back and realize that my no or my not yet was the greatest act of love. Do you remember when the Israelites wandered in the wilderness for 40 years? I kept them waiting because I knew that entering the promised land too soon would expose them to enemies they weren't ready to face. I was protecting them, just as I am protecting you. So trust me, even when the wait feels endless. I see the bigger picture. I know what lies ahead, and I am shielding you from what you cannot see. Precious one, come discover the boundless love of Jesus with us. Click join to become part of a family that shares his teachings and walks in his light. Let's grow in faith and grace hand in hand. My child, you don't just want what's good, you want what's best, don't you? And I want that for you too. That's why I'm keeping you waiting. I'm setting the stage for something far greater than you can imagine. Imagine you're at a theater, waiting for the curtain to rise. Behind the scenes, people are working tirelessly to prepare the set, to make sure everything is perfect for the performance. You can't see what's happening, but the delay is necessary for the masterpiece to unfold. In the same way, I am working behind the scenes in your life. I'm aligning circumstances, opening doors, and preparing hearts. A wait is not a waste. It's a setup for something amazing. Now, let me tell you the real reason I kept you waiting, because I love you. Yes, my child, every moment of waiting has been an act of love. I love you too much to give you anything less than my best. I love you too much to rush the process. I love you too much to let you settle for less than what I've planned for you. The waiting has been for your good. It has been for your growth. It hath been for your protection. And most of all, it has been for my glory. When the wait is over, you will see that every moment was worth it. You will see that my plan was perfect all along. My dear child, I know the wait has been hard, but it has not been in vain. Your waiting has produced strength, patience, and faith that you didn't know you had. It has drawn you closer to me. The waiting season is coming to an end, and you will see that every second of it had a purpose. When the blessing arrives, you will no longer ask, "Why did I have to wait so long?" Instead, you will say, "Now I see why God made me wait." And in that moment, every tear, every doubt, and every delay will make sense. Until then, my child, hold on. Stay close to me. Do not lose heart. Your best days are not behind you, they are ahead of you. Trust me, for I am doing something greater than you can see. Remember, I love you. I have never left you. I have never stopped working on your behalf. My dear child, the real reason I kept you waiting was because I love you too much to give you anything less than the best. And the best is coming. My little one, you are my greatest blessing. If this speaks to your heart, hit the like button. Amen.